So before we get going, I think I should take a minute to throw my 2 cents in about the big bombshell that YouTube dropped today. So earlier today, YouTube revealed that they will be getting rid of the dislike number on videos. Now, that does not mean that you cannot hit the dislike button. You can still hit dislike on any video you want. However, how many dislikes are on a video will not be viewable to the public, only to the person who made the video. I refuse to use the term content creator. I fucking hate the phrase content. But anyways, yeah, so that's their new thing. And many people wonder why make this change now. Their claim is that it's to help smaller channels who get just negative, dislike bombed, that kind of thing. And that is total bullshit because obviously YouTube doesn't care about their little channels. They do nothing to help them. In fact, they do anything to bury any video that doesn't get up to 1 million views. I think any YouTuber, big or small, will tell you that. The real reason they're doing this is because a lot of big billion-dollar corporations who are going to sign big fat checks to Google have said they don't like that we get a lot of dislikes on our video. For those of you who don't notice, a lot of people lately have been dislike bombing just anything certain big companies will put out, rather it's Nintendo or Sony. And rather you think that's justifiable or not, I happen to think it's mostly silly and stupid. It doesn't change the fact that that like and dislike button is a big part of why these companies do that, to come off as positive and that everyone's on board. So when they see people just being like, fuck you, they want that gone. And all they had to do was say to Google, get rid of it so that way we can trick people into thinking we're doing good. And yeah, it's just kind of how it goes. I don't really have a lot of strong opinions otherwise. I just kind of felt I'd put that out there. Don't listen to when the billion-dollar corporations claim they're doing something for the good of their small-time people. But yeah, no, anyways, now that's over with, on to Card Fight Vanguard. Once again, we have 2 episodes to cover, both of which I liked quite a bit. They're very minimalistic, they're very simple, and that works when you have stories with likable characters, unlike, Card Fight Vanguard G. Yeah, no, but so, the first episode is, just Donji and his sister. You don't really need anything else. There's a lot going on here, there's a lot to these characters, and I think just taking some time to just see what their time together would be like, I think is actually kind of interesting. We, of course, open the episode with showing that Donji and Zakuza are, I guess, splitting a hotel room. It is kind of weird Zakuza is here if he's not going to really do anything, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, no, and just from there, it's just kind of the two of them together. We just see a day. We see how the sister, why am I still blanking on the name? We see that she kind of has this very regimented life. She's very structured. Everything is kind of planned out for her. The family seem to run some sort of shrine, I guess. That's what it is. I don't really know, because they're talking about her giving blessings or some shit. I don't know. It's really not that big a deal. But basically, yeah, we see that Daybreak is sort of trying to enforce their kind of rules and what they want out of card fights. What that will amount to, we will get back later. But then Donji shows up, and I like the idea that he's trying to fall in line. He's trying to do what he's told. But it just kind of doesn't really work, and it doesn't really work for reasons that feel pretty natural. I.e., Mirai doesn't really want to just do as she's told, and so when someone comes along who's kind of willing to go along with that, she's going to take advantage of that. Having said that, she's a lot of fun in this episode. I sort of like that you get the sense she's a powerful card fighter, but she's also just kind of a normal 13, 14-year-old girl. She wants to go out. She wants to have fun. She wants to do this. I also like that her being blind is not a big thing in this. Obviously, yeah, it's the way Donji can get away with, being there. But there's not a lot of, oh, it sucks to be blind, or, oh, I card fight even though I'm blind. No, everything is just kind of presented as fairly normal, and it kind of allows you to care about the character for who she is, rather than, her disability, or what that could kind of amount to later. And I really like that. Just simple, minimalistic storytelling. You do, of course, get a card fight in this episode. And honestly, just getting to see Bruce lose is always happy. Just like, die, Bruce, for all the pain you've put me through. Granted, her deck seems to be taking off quite a bit with some tournament results that have been coming in. So who knows? Maybe her deck will be the next thing I want to see die. Vanguard antagonist decks have a tendency to be good. But yeah, no, and the episode just kind of ends with this weird insinuation she might be getting a crush on him. I mean, look, it's Donji. You can't blame a woman. But at the same time, they are brother and sister, so it's a little weird. Which just makes me think when she finds out, she's going to be like, no! I was attracted to you, damn it. He's like, I could still pretend to not be your sister. Wait, what? No. So yeah, then we move on to this week's episode, where it is much funnier, and I actually thought this was pretty good. I like these three. I like Yu, Toya, and Megumi just kind of failing to, like, navigate the country they live in, getting lost, pushing their vehicles around. It's fun, and because they all have good personalities and likable traits, you're just kind of like, yeah, no, I can see this. Like, it's just a lot of entertaining nonsense. But yeah, no, we see that we do get some plot inclining in that this is really where they start hinting at Mirai maybe likes Donji. At the end of the episode, I'm mostly just continuing just what I just talked about, when, like, she would just rather be with him than everyone else and wants to go on long car rides with him. I kind of feel like they'll probably do the thing where it will slip who he really is during one of these, like, it'll just come out by accident. I also like that the other one, what's her name, Haruka, like, she's also, like, recording their conversations and shit and spying on them. I kind of want her to turn out to be the bad guy, only because I still remember when we thought Suiko was going to be the villain and wasn't. But yeah, no, so this episode also revolves around, after starving because they've been lost in the woods all day, they find this just kind of like Denny's-esque ramen place, and they've got to do this challenge where they've got to eat like a giant thing of ramen, and of course Zangsu and the other kid show up because they were waiting for them to show up. And they're all like, all right, we're doing this challenge. And it's fun because it lets this kid feel more like a person. He's not just a henchman. He's not just following the bad guy around. Like, there's more to him. He has a personality. And as crazy as it sounds, just being like, yeah, he'll do a big dumb food challenge with you just because it's fun, I think is actually really good characterization. Just anything you can do to learn more about a character is always good. There is times when it can drag out or go too far, but I would much rather know too much about a character and have them feel like a real person than not enough and just kind of think of them as just another character in a TV show. And that's kind of what they did here. And so naturally they win the challenge, granted just by like pity, but it's really quite funny, like just seeing them go after the food and how they do it. And then naturally they have their card fight, where he uses Greed on, and Megumi is like, 7 damage, who cares? I get 6 attack in a turn, bitch! And then she just kind of wins, and it's funny, and then he runs off because he's a spoiled little twerp. And I also like that he is just a spoiled little twerp. He doesn't even seem to really comprehend what he's gotten himself in the middle of, which is always just kind of fun. And so then at the end of the episode, Zangsu is like, I can never get this guy's name right in my head. He's just like, oh, I've infiltrated Daybreak. I'm like, what the fuck have you been doing? You're just sitting there. Donji's the one doing everything. What have you been doing? I also like how he still hates the bald guy. That's fun. But yeah, no, and then they walk off, and next episode, everyone will meet up again. This was fun. This was lighthearted. If it seems like I'm positive, but I really don't have as many different details to say with the Digimon video, it's because, well, there isn't. This is a lot of just likable characters being likable and simplistic, and that is a strength of this show, and I like that they play it up. I don't mind light card fighting in exchange for character moments if it's characters I enjoy. Again, not like G. So yeah, that's really what I like about these episodes. And so yeah, as for the Vanguard question of the week, so it was announced this morning that the next clan selection has once again, like every Bushi product lately, been delayed. So my question to you is, how do you treat the delays? Because I'm not gonna lie, I want my fucking Heel Guardians, damn it! So yeah, just like, does your local make do? Do you guys just not do tournament for the week? Do you just sort of continue to be D? Do you still experiment with other formats? Basically, how do you make this time in between product releases and D format being kind of total dog shit? How do you make that work for you? But anyways, that's for that. As always, click to like, click to subscribe, and join me next week for the Faded reunion after everyone's only been apart for like